hello all my subscribers. So as you can see from that intro, I decided to make it a book-themed intro because this is going to be my very first book review. And, well, actually decent lighting for my background, that's rare. But anyway, I decided to experiment a little bit this time. And let's go ahead and review this book called The Last Investigation about John F. Kennedy, written by Gaeton Fonzi. Alright, there we are. I got my LED light back. Oh, it actually kind of improves the lighting there too. So, yeah, anyway, alright, I'll admit I'm not fully the best critic of books, and often what I remember most about books, it isn't always the most consistent after reading them. But anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and give this a try, see how this goes with this one, see where it goes. Maybe I might do more depending on how many views it gets. We'll see how it goes, see how I feel. So anyway, this is a book on the assassination of my favorite president and a beloved president among most historians, and really just most Americans in general, that being John Fitzgerald Kennedy, otherwise known as JFK. But yeah, just gotta say, it is like the quote from the JFK movie I just watched, directed by Oliver Stone. Now, that's another story. I don't know if I want to review that movie on this channel, because it is quite a controversial movie, though I do enjoy it nonetheless, and I didn't hate on it after reading this book like I thought I would. But anyway, nonetheless, this is about the assassination of John F. Kennedy. Not really the background before it, or much about Kennedy himself, but more about the investigation from Mr. Fonzi, as he was a part of the committees that were investigating JFK. And all I gotta say after reading this book, with all the facts presented and everything, holy shit. I don't think I can trust the Warren Commission anymore. For those of you who don't know the Warren Commission, they are the commission that investigated John F. Kennedy's assassination. And my god, I don't know where they got some of their fucking information, because so many of the stuff that this guy exposed shows that they were politically motivated, financially motivated. They were motivated by a lot of things, and they weren't always fair and objective when investigating this. And oh boy, let's just say this guy was a part of this case from the 1960s up to the 1980s. Because from what I heard, they ended the investigation during the Reagan administration. After reading this book, I have mixed feelings on Ronald Reagan now. He'd be on upper tier, some of my favorite presidents, and I don't give a shit what you think about me. These are my views, so this is my channel. So if you got a problem, I'm just gonna say right now, you don't have to watch this video, so goodbye. Anyway, yeah, I found out him and the CIA director who became his vice president, and then president after him, George H.W. Bush, his idiotic son was president when I was a young kid. That's another story. I found out that they halted the investigation. Like, they were about to find some major breakthroughs. And these fucking idiots decided to end the investigation, as I read in this book. Oh boy. So that's a little more towards the end of this story. But, yeah. But the point, as I was saying, the assassination of JFK is a mystery wrapped inside an enigma, surrounded by a conundrum, or whatever. I forget that quote. It was said by Neville Chamberlain when he was Prime Minister of Great Britain. Anyway, it is kind of hard to explain the assassination of JFK without going temporarily crazy, because, oh my gosh, there's just so much into it. Just so much information. Not everything is always consistent. And, oh my gosh, just, you read all this stuff, but I can't say for certain after this, I don't trust the Warren Commission report anymore. And this book does heavily imply one theory that I'm beginning to warm up to more. Now, I know there's the one about LBJ doing a coup to get Kennedy out, but quite frankly, I don't really buy that, not to mention how unpopular LBJ became at the end of his, well, technically second term. But, yeah, anyway, I don't know if I buy that theory very much, and there's just so much that doesn't make sense for that, but yeah, let's just say this one really kind of has me thinking Kennedy was offed because of the Cuban Missile Crisis, and Castro hired Lee Harvey Oswald as a patsy to take him down. But also, I kind of see the Soviet Union, and this book does present some compelling evidence that way. And Also, frickin' let's see, besides Cuba, the mob. This book did present a decent number of information for the mob, but not entirely. But yeah, nonetheless, it definitely did inspire me to go back and watch the JFK movie, because the first time I watched that movie, I kind of had no prior knowledge about JFK's assassination, so it kind of just was like, whoa, what the hell? And I was just kind of trying to put everything together. And after watching it now, I still enjoy JFK for what it is. It's a decent story, cinematically and visually. Oliver Stone did that well, and for a pretty long movie, the movie is pretty well paced. I'll give Oliver Stone that. But yeah, nonetheless, it is just really. This is hard to talk. This might be the best way I can do it without going off and rambling too much. But yeah, anyway, let's just say many great facts are presented. I like how this doesn't embellish all the conspiracy theories and try to sensationalize it like other books that I would just read the synopsis of and be like, yeah, no, forget that. As one of the praises on the book itself said, this is the benchmark that all other JFK assassination books are going to be judged against. This just really did it. This guy, Mr. Fonzi, did a great job of it. You could tell his background as a historian and an investigative journalist. He really did his homework. And the thing that's going to suck about this whole thing with JFK is not just the fact that what could have been had he not been assassinated, which just makes him so interesting, and among all of his many great quotes and everything while he was still alive, which is why he's my favorite president. But also just his assassination. Seems like every major witness from what I read in this book was either mysteriously silenced, mysteriously vanished, or died. And then when those major breakthroughs came in, fucking Ronald Reagan and George H.W. Bush had to fuck the whole thing up. They had to fuck it into a coma. But yeah, anyway, I guess the last thing I gotta say on that also is after reading this too, I guess the JFK movie did have one bit of good where it kind of forced Congress into revealing some more information and some more documents, which supposedly they're all supposed to come out in 2029. Except from what I've heard, both presidential administrations were supposed to release way more information than they have. I don't know, it may or may not happen. But it is what it is at this point. And we'll just have to wait and see, I guess. But yeah. Anyway, a very nice compelling read, pardon me. And overall, I would definitely I don't really have a scale for rating books, so I guess I'm gonna go ahead and make it just 3 simple ratings. I'm not really ever gonna read a book that I'm gonna hate reading. I just don't like spending that much time into it. So for me, it's just gonna be 3 different enjoyment levels. Like must read or must own is gonna be my best ranking. Like those are the books you really gotta get. Second one, read at least once. I mean, it's a book that maybe it's worth reading just once. You may not go back to it, but you'll enjoy it nonetheless. And then for the last one, I guess it's read it, but I don't know if the book will make that much of an impact on you. I guess the third rank of it is just read it. I must say this one is a must-read, so if you get the chance, read The Last Investigation by Gaeton Fonzi. Alrighty, and I guess, well, I need to work on it, but I guess in the words of JFK, we must not forget the past, or we will forget ourselves in the future. Change is the law of life. And now, and me, as your president, John F. Kennedy, signing off.